Welcome to the U18 gold medal game at the FIBA Americas. Jason Tom alongside Amy Audibert, Canada, USA. This is not just another game.
This is the marquee matchup that it seems like this entire country has been waiting for. And this is the journey both teams have taken to get to this moment. They have both been completely dominant through their group phase and on to playoff play.
It has been an exciting tournament, slowly building to this gold medal game, and we haven't wanted to talk about it, but now it's Canada, it's US. You have to remember the U19 Team Canada squad took home the gold medal at the World Cup of Basketball, and they dispatched the USA in the semifinals of that one. And Team USA here, this is a different team, but they remember watching that loss.
Sure, and the challenge is to forget about all that, and there's a fine line representing your country in this moment. Bill Self just said, hey, we have completely forgotten about everything to get to this moment. We are focused not necessarily on redemption, but we want to wear the gold medal tonight.
In talking to Team Canada's coaching staff, they're saying this team is loose out there, and they're going to have a home crowd behind them. They are filing in here at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario. Team USA will obviously be in enemy territory, but head coach Bill Self said they'll probably play better because of that.
Sure. Great athletes. I think they almost embrace that. Let's go. That's okay if you're on the road and you got fans screaming at you. It almost gives them a little bit extra motivation.
And you see Team USA has just dominated their competition. They got a little bit of a test against Argentina, but as you see right here, I mean, on the defensive end, they have continued to put up roadblock after roadblock, and right now you're looking at Andrew Nembhard, who has been outstanding for Canada, getting everybody involved.
Right off the opening tip, Jason, I think everyone's going to zoom in on the Andrew Nembhard, Quentin Grimes matchup. They are two great guards. Nembhard going right down to Gainesville, Florida to play for the Gators next year, and Quentin Grimes just might as well pack his bags and follow Bill Self to Kansas. So those two are going to be expected to really step up tonight. And
another player who has been on fire this entire tournament, Emmanuel Miller for Team Canada. 31 points and 14 boards in the semifinal game. It was an ugly win for Canada, but that also allowed Dave Smart to get his players' attention.
And we're looking at these highlights, and you know what the best part about it is? There's so many different faces because both teams have shown incredible depth throughout this tournament. So we're not seeing anyone average 25, 30 minutes. They're all right around 20. We had some fresh legs in the sixth game out of 7 days.
It's Canada, it's the USA, it's the gold medal game. Stay with us, we'll be back with the opening tip. Team USA is ready for redemption. Take a look at the bowels of the arena. They were getting hyped up coming out, and they saw a sea of red. But having said that, Team USA also has a large cheering section here in attendance for this gold medal game.
And all business, baby. You look at Canada walking into this one, and really the test is to keep your blinders on and stay focused on the task at hand and embrace the crowd, but don't let it affect your style of play.
In talking to many of these players, few words being spoken by the Canadian squad. Just a lot of confident looks, smiles. They know that they've got exactly what they wanted in a matchup with Team USA. It has been 7 incredible days here. This is the 6th game for both of these teams. And there's been some lopsided wins, to say the least. But in the end, we got the two best teams, and also of note, Argentina beat Puerto Rico prior to this one to take home the bronze. But a reminder that Argentina, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Team USA have all booked their ticket to the FIBA U19 World Cup of Basketball next year And now we'll listen in with PA announcer Rod Mahood, who will be introducing Team Canada's U18 squad.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' commands, car ton bras se porte l'épée, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est l'épopée des plus brillants
Once again, Tatiana DeVos.
I don't know about you, Amy. I got chills right now.
Well, it's certainly a special moment, but you have to wonder what Dave Smart's thinking in terms of the nerves of not letting his guys get caught up in this moment, because it's not every day you get to play for your national team in your country on home soil. And you see the entrance, we saw the fire go up, and all those things are great, but now you look at the final couple minutes of the warm-up in the final huddle, and Dave Smart's got to get his guys really locked in.
What an unbelievable rendition of the national anthems by Tatiana DeVos. Take a look at Canada's lineup. The fans are still filing in, but a pretty good crowd as of right now. And you see the AAA Canadian lineup back in full effect with Addison, AJ, and Andrew, along with Jaden Bediako and Emmanuel Miller. And Team USA, they roll 12 deep. It'll be interesting to see what Bill Self does. He told us before the game, depending on the beginning of the game, will decide his rotation the rest of the way. He tried to keep a few things, I think, in his back pocket in our little conversation with us here during shoot-around. But no surprise, Cole Anthony, Quentin Grimes, Kobe White, Matthew Hurt, Jeremiah Robinson. The bigs have been so good for Team USA.
And it's funny to call them bigs because the biggest one in that starting lineup is 6'9", and Matthew Hurt, who is actually a 3 and extends over and shoots the lights out. Bill Self told us that they want to play small ball because they're not overly big, yet they have the size advantage inside against Canada. Canada's so dependent on Jaden Bediako to get off to a quick start here tonight, and as the tournament's progressed, he's gotten a little bit better every day. Well, how about this moment for Jaden Bediako to step up tonight?
Just wanted you to be able to take in the atmosphere here. Something that's never happened before. The U18 Americas tournament right here in the Great White North. You saw RJ Barrett in attendance, sitting courtside. He led Team Canada, the U19 World Cup gold medal. He's here to support his boys. Canada wins the tip. AJ Lawson finds the kid, Addison Patterson, down low.
Possible start for Team Canada. Getting the big guy involved early, and not only getting him involved, he comes through with an and one to start things off. How about that, Jaden Bediako?
It's funny, we've really had our eye on Bediako throughout this tournament. We've seen him go back-to-back 12 rebound games. We've seen him get in foul trouble and get pulled early. But the coaching staff all said that mentally they have seen him take positive steps forward throughout this tournament. And what a great start for the kid.
And they haven't given up on him. He's continued to start. They get him the ball on offense, paying off big time there.
Get it down to Matthew Hurt. Spins to the baseline. No good. The battle on the glass is going to be very important in this game. Bill Self believes, forget statistics, he believes this is the best rebounding squad in this tournament.
Well, statistically, Canada is #1 at 55 per game, but right under #2, USA at 54. They
1A,
also don't
1B, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the stats comparison, and it's a 1-2 on a lot of the chart.
I think I find that a little, I feel like the U.S. is the best rebounding team.
They also don't have a lot of rebounds on the offensive end.
They don't miss much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's Quentin Grimes. He has really stepped up as the tournament progressed. 14.2 points per game, second on the team, and some big shots as well. Nembhard looking for Bediako, but he was on the floor. Nembhard defending Grimes. Robinson Earl, he can hit that shot. He does just that.
And Emmanuel Miller has got to be closer. He has the foot speed advantage on Robinson Earl, so he's got to be close to contest, but that was too easy for the USA.
Nembhard, he's going to see defenders run at him all game long. This is the biggest game in Andrew Nembhard's young career. This could be a defining moment for him as he heads to Gainesville, Florida to play for the Gators next year. I know a ton of the Gators faithful are tuning in right now watching their young incoming point guard. Here's A.J. Lawson pushing it, loses it, gets it back. Patterson finds Bediako. Nembhard slows it down.
And great decision from Bediako, too, to stay patient, didn't get caught in the moment.
And Nembhard, his back jump all the way. Big time money ball there to give Canada a 3-point lead. We have yet to mention that Andrew Nembhard dropped 17 dimes in the semifinals. And he's come out scoring here, and there he is finding Emmanuel Miller. Wow, Grimes got a piece, it still went in. This is a dream start for Team Canada.
It is, but they cannot get lost in that. I mean, it is a long 40 minutes against the USA, and they have to continue to play good defense, get stops, but rebound the ball like they are.
Oh, and you hear Bill Self is not happy with the offense thus far, but Cole Anthony has been that guy for Team USA all tournament long.
Calming factor for them, and you see just picks up the easy points, much like a Nembhard, never too high, never too low on the court, and they look to him to run a lot of offense.
Nembhard tucks it. Tried to tap it out, it's knocked out of bounds off Team USA. First guy off the bench is Tyrese Samuel for Jaden Bediako. Patterson was trying to get loose. It's Miller who gets the rock. Lawson gets into the paint. A.J. Lawson. And look at Canada all over the offensive glass. Emmanuel Miller, who is becoming a star in this tournament. Kobe White, who has become the offensive star for Team USA as this week has progressed, turns it over there. Nembhard working on White, runs out of room. Finds Miller, goes behind the back. Miller just pulls up. Oh, I think fans are asking for a goaltend, but once it hits that rim, it's up for grabs, folks. Kobe White tucks and drops. He'll be an X factor for Team USA in this one.
Plays with a ton of energy all over the court, and you can see does a great job finding the rim, switches courts, and really gives defense problems with that.
Nembhard fouled by Cole Anthony. Anthony did get into a little bit of foul trouble in that semifinal game.
Yeah, they played a tight one with Argentina yesterday. I think it was almost a good thing for USA in terms of they had to compete for 4 quarters, so they've blown through the tournament. And so they have that mindset now coming into tonight. They're ready to go and compete off the bat as well.
3-point lead for Canada here. Just about 4.5 minutes into this one. That's a close 5 seconds call. He just threw it up for Miller, and it's a turnover. And look at that. That's the margin of error that you have playing Team USA. They're Canada's first real turnover of the game turned into 3. Nembhard reading the defense. You figure at this point everybody on Team Canada would have their hands up ready to go anytime Nembhard has the rock.
Yeah, think Nemhard also knows he needed to put a bit more air on that. That is a tough pass, right? Because you're moving, the spacing is a little bit tight. Got to be perfect placement, capable of doing it. And if he ran it back, he'd probably do it perfect the next time down the court.
Joel Brown just checked into the game. Just picked up an offer from Arizona State to Joel Brown. He's been one of the most important players in this tournament for Team Canada. 6th man in this gold medal game. Matthew Hurt, that's what he's been doing all tournament long. You've been talking about the scout. That's the scout on Matt Hurt.
Right, and at 6'9", I mean, you think you're contesting, but he catches high and his release is quick and high too. On the catch, you have to be in his face.
And look, Hurt's out on Nemhard right now. Nemhard has already cooked him once on the step back 3. Hurt's learned his lesson. You know, smart idea after pulling up too early, but again, turned into 2. AJ Lawson pushing. Back the other way. This is the track meet that we knew could happen. And we got a timeout from Dave Smart. Team USA, the bench is up. They're up 7.
And that's the scout. Your turnovers, there's no question. They turn into points, whether it's from the free throw line, layups, or transition threes. Robinson Earl, I've got to say, he's their big man. Have you seen him get up and down the court? I mean, he is a small big man, and he is feeling good from the opening tip.
Timeout on the floor. 4:20 left here in the opening quarter. Stay with us. We'll be back to a packed gym here in St. Catharines, Ontario. Team Canada coming out of their timeout. They've just been smacked in the mouth by Team USA.
Well, 10 of those USA points are off of turnovers.
And 2 of them off Andrew Nemhard turnovers, and we could probably count on one hand how many times he's done that in this tournament. A 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio in the tournament Andrew Nemhard has, but
I don't think US didn't see the box score with those 17 assists yesterday, and that was part of the goal. Hey, you've got to slow him down and get in some passing lanes.
oh, Emmanuel Miller finding Tyrese Samuel for the two-handed crush. Tyrese Maxey playing for the first time in a couple of games, been out with an ankle injury. Samuel brings it down. Nemhard pushing. Joel Brown drops off. AJ Lawson from range, no good. Going back Team USA's way.
USA lucked out a little bit because Joel Brown had the inside position there, just couldn't get his hand on the ball.
All alone on this side of the floor, but Maxey couldn't bring it in cleanly. Grimes drives, pulls up, back rim and out. Lawson with the rebound. Nemhard calling it out. Not the shot you want from Tyrese Samuel in that situation right there. Canada could not come up with that poke away.
Well, you see the physicality of the international game, a no call in transition.
Oh, that's Kobe White's game right there. His confidence has been skyrocketing game by game. Not that he was lacking it coming in. Brown to Nemhard. Handoff back to Brown. Nemhard taking it at Hurt. Joel Brown now, a little floater, no good. Canada was there for the rebound, but could not grab it. Foul on Lawson as Miller came through with the block.
Last foul for Dave Smart was there was 4 red jerseys back in transition. And AJ Lawson didn't have to swing on that, but Miller has to communicate as well. Defense is, the foundation of defense is communication. And so maybe Lawson lets him go by. Had he known, Miller, hey, I got your trail, or whatever the buzzwords they're gonna use, but, and then we're going the other way off a monster block, and you got the crowd right back into it.
White hits the first as Ayo Dosumu checks in for the first time for Team USA. And Dosumu immediately becomes the shadow of Andrew Nembhard.
To have a player like Dosumu come off the bench, I mean, you talk about energy, probably the most high energy player I've seen this entire week. Brad Underwood at Illinois, he was here earlier this week, has got to be licking his chops knowing what's coming on campus.
Kobe White comes out, no drop off. Cole Anthony checks right back in. Brown saw a seam, gets Patterson, who's come back into the game for Canada. Stick back jam, Tyrese Sim. Take a look at that again.
Weak side monster finish at the rim. I mean, Canada's been so active on the rim. I'm really a little bit surprised that they've been able to get away with that a couple times, knowing that, again, that's on the scouting report. Uh-oh.
I don't think the home crowd agrees with that whistle.
And the officials who have done, I think, a tremendous job all week have never heard that this week here. They're finally getting it just a little bit. We'll get a look at maybe what the official saw. Maybe the slight swing. Samuel did a good job of getting his feet in the right position. Cole Anthony was looking for the floater.
And this has been another big difference in this tournament. Team USA's free throw percentage compared to Team Canada. Team Canada at 60.6%, dead last heading into this game. Nembhard can't get the roll. Team USA is so active, but Samuel comes back with it. He'll go to the line, but again, Canada right now is stuck 9. When you're down that type of deficit in the early going, you better hit your free throws or you're not going to be sticking around for long.
Yeah, you have to hit the free throws, but you also have to make layups. And so we are seeing Andrew Nembhard slightly struggle a little. Started off extremely strong, but has 4 turnovers already, missing layups at the rim, and I'm sure he's going to take the quarter break to really just mentally check back in.
Samuel splits a pair. Cuts it to 8. Joel Brown with those knife-like hands poking it away. Nembhard back out to Brown. They went to Samuel an awful lot. And in transition, Maxey drops 2. Oh, nice save by Emmanuel Miller. Ooh, that is a hard fall from Emmanuel Miller. Getting a little physical on both ends.
That's a good sign, because Emmanuel Miller smacked down really hard.
Checking back in for USA. Replacing Tyrese Maxey, number 6, Grimes.
Cannot speak enough. Miller does not look to be able to shake this off right now.
Looks like it's his left shoulder, left arm. And you hope he just hit a funny bone or something. Sometimes that happens, right? It gets a little bit numb and tingly.
His 18.6 points per game, tied for first in the tournament.
When I think of him, you know, years ago when everyone said you should have bought a stock in Apple and you didn't. right? And it blows up. How many times have you heard that? Well, a lot of college coaches now are saying we should have gone on Emmanuel Miller a little bit earlier.
One of the top players in this tournament when you talk efficiency as well. And that is going to be killer all game long. Team USA, Robinson Earl with that little mid-range game. Miller forces it up, but just like he's been doing all week long, he finishes. It's a 9-point lead for Team USA. Slim difference between the game clock and shot clock. Again, in international basketball, the clock keeps rolling after the made basket, so they're going to hold for the final shot. Dosumu, Anthony swings to Grimes. Ooh, little collision again there. Nembhard gets it to Joel Brown. That would have been big. A 9-point lead for Team USA as they're in enemy territory, and they are doing just fine. Canada stuck 9s for the opening 10 minutes. Stay with us. We'll be back. Second quarter action. The gold medal game of the FIBA U18 Americas Championship.
Now that's how to mop the floor quickly.
Very solid crowd here and a lot of red. Also a good amount of USA blue and white.
Well, just right around 30 points for USA in points. They average 115 a game, so you know they're going to score. That was the first possession of the game, and that was probably right around the second. So Canada started off strong, but this USA team, they're not going to get rattled. So you saw them respond. Robinson Earl did a great job cleaning up some garbage around the rim.
Canada with a great start to this game. USA has answered like everybody expected they would. It's very interesting, the mentalities going into this game, because Team USA has an opportunity to have a chip on its shoulder for the first time in a while because they want redemption for their U19 squad not winning the gold at the World Cup of Basketball. But at the same time, I mean, Team USA heavily favored coming into this tournament. Despite that, this is a different age group.
It is, and the coaching staff, both sides have really had to try to shrink those social media voices and stay locked in. That's not the focus. It's not what happened last year. It's right now and it's the present.
Addison Patterson has had some incredibly bright spots in this tournament. Nembhard tips it to Bediako. Joel Brown pushing the other way. That is what Joel Brown does. The Euro step at full speed, and Bediako put back. This could be a huge game for the kid, Jaden Bediako.
Well, so far his best showing of the week, and that's been the talk really, is that Bediako has got to be able to step up to compete with this USA team.
Grimes and Dosumu passing it back and forth, and it's Hurt with the basket and the bump.
And where Dave Smart's going to get a little bit frustrated, this ball is not even touching the floor. They are moving that ball around way too freely for a defensive coach. And not only do they get an easy look, it turns into an and one. And now up double digits, 11 points, opportunity to push it to 12. If Canada is going to play a zone, it has to be super active. You cannot allow that ball to zip around like that.
Hurt misses, but a huge missed opportunity for Canada. Bediako got bailed out there because he just allowed Kobe White to come down with that rebound off the free throw miss. Joel Brown dropping off to Addison Patterson.
And one of the youngest players on the team goes for the easy two. Wow! Get that garbage out of here. I don't have the New York Jack Armstrong Lewiston accent, but I wish he could have called that.
Addison Patterson, the kid coming through.
I mean, can we get a Mutombo finger or something?
I think Dave Smart would hook you to the bench the second you did that. Bediako, solid defense.
Yeah, last two possessions, he's done a good job of owning his space, going up tall, but not fouling, and he's changing shots. Yeah, the big blocks are fun and nice, but the goal is to always change the shot at least.
Kobe White, Grimes. Cole Anthony slips on the take, recovers and finishes. Cole Anthony's so strong with the ball.
Yeah, you look at him and he just looks like a strong guard. Filling some big shoes with dad, Greg Anthony. He's doing just fine.
Turnover, and once again, Team USA turns it into 2 points.
Well, Canada talked about having that top guard really drop back on offense as a safety, but you can see how quickly things happen. They're quite not getting that rotation a couple times. It's 2-on-0 the other way.
Brown fires it out to Addison Patterson. Big time shot from the kid, and he screams out, feeling good. What a great find from Joel Brown, the court vision. Both he and Andrew Nembhard have been solid in that aspect. Anthony comes down with it. Oh, big time slam. Throw it down, Quentin Grimes. Cocked it back. 12-point lead for the Americans. And look at Addison Patterson, that Mo Pete weak side corner rebound. And Miller, no good. Grimes. Cole Anthony. This Kobe White, Quentin Grimes, Cole Anthony, 1, 2, 3 is just killer right now. Team USA.
And what makes them so special, Jason, they're not doing anything. They're just too tough. I mean, it's just basic. One dribble pull-up, crashing the boards.
Oh. Canada gets bailed out there.
That's a tough pass for Jaden Bediako to catch. It's got to be a lob, a perfect pass. You got a young big who really struggled in the tournament a little bit, and they get him the easy touches.
Take a look again. Grimes taking off and throwing it down over Bediako.
But another communication breakdown on defense.
Jacoby Neath checks in for the first time. Canada has definitely tightened its rotation here in the gold medal game. Emmanuel Miller has just been off the mark today. Patterson with his second block of the game. The growth that I have seen in Addison Patterson since maybe about 3 months ago at the BioSteel game. He was one of the youngest, I think the youngest player, maybe even in BioSteel history in the All-Canadian game. To see his growth from that game to now is unbelievable. There he is coming down with the rebound. Patterson is going to be starring with Canada at the U17 tournament, the World Cup of Basketball at the U17 level coming up in Argentina soon enough. But right now, Canada is trying to stay within striking distance. Cole Anthony. That would have been a huge shot. Canada has been stuck at 27 here. Lawson has his pass deflected. And I think that's the big thing for me right now, Amy. Offensively, Canada just can't really get anything easy.
Well, as mentioned before, you're playing this U.S. team who's averaged 115 a game this tournament. So you've got to be able to score at least at a higher clip with them. They're tough. They're very tough to stop if you haven't figured that one out yet. You've got to at least get some good shots, and that's not a good shot.
Jacoby Neath forces it up. Back the other way. Once again, Patterson's on it. The and one. This can get out of hand quickly, and you said it right. Team USA is doing this, and they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. They're just playing.
Madison Patterson, who's had some monster blocks, gets a little caught up in that, right? Trying to swing and get another block, and sometimes, again, you want to change the shot, especially when you're going against Cole Anthony, who's so strong with his body and knows how to seek the contact underneath and finish strong.
Team USA has been able to take this crowd out of it. Not even the midway point of the second quarter, and the lead is up to 17. Nemhard sees two, goes the other way. Hands off to AJ Lawson. Lawson just fell. Another turnover.
Canada hasn't seen this length or strength consistently 1 through 5 the entire tournament. So while some people might be looking at the statistics and going, what's going on? They're playing an extremely tough competition, and you can see them getting picked apart a little bit.
Team USA has been the class of this tournament since the minute they threw up the ball. Good hands, deflecting it out of bounds.
Crucial 5 minutes here left in the first half. I mean, Canada's got to try to squeeze this gap in the scoring. But if anything, if you're not going to squeeze the gap, you at least have to sustain, because this game is not blown out just yet.
Oh, big cut coming through with a stick back jam. Team USA is looking to break the back of Canada right now. They're up 19, 4:56 to go in the second quarter. Stay with us. We'll be back to St. Catharines, Ontario after a short break. Assistant coach Jamie McNeely, he was a member of that coaching staff for the U19 World Cup of basketball. Getting in to his players, probably looking at Emmanuel Miller, who was a member of that team, and saying, E-man, now is the time. You need to step up. You and Andrew Nemhard need to make your impact on this game before it gets completely out of hand.
You're right about that. Coach McNeely spoke to us before the game, and first one to tell you, you turn the ball over against USA, you're giving up points essentially every time, and that's what happened. It's a couple at a time, but before you know it, you're looking at almost a 20-point lead.
As Amy mentioned, a huge 5 minutes of basketball right here to close out the first half. Joe Brown. Hand off to Nemhard. 6 on the shot clock. Nemhard picks it up. He runs out of room. Got a launch. USA comes down with it, and they turn it over. Bill Self says, don't worry.
It's the right idea, and that's why Bill Self's okay with that. They don't let balls go out of bounds, and they don't like to walk the ball up. And so Josiah James was really trying to get transition offense initiated.
Fresh shot clock as it was Team USA who turned it over out of bounds. Nemhard cooking. Tough shot, rims out. half-court offense, not the strength of this Team Canada squad. And Team USA can score any which way.
And that's Emmanuel Miller gambling to try to steal that ball underneath. And again, you got to go back to the basics.
This is what Canada needs. They need somebody else outside of Andrew Nembhard and Emmanuel Miller to step up right now, and AJ Lawson checks in from deep. You hear Coach Dave Sparks screaming out zone.
Well, US is shooting over 56%, Canada's at 33. So while, yeah, Canada has to score a little bit better, they've also got to contend more.
And you're right, Andrew Nembhard has not been able to finish at the rim the way he's been able to do this entire tournament. Call it foul on the ground. And I mean, if Andrew Nembhard is not finishing at the rim and Emmanuel Miller is not scoring, this is going to be a long night for Team Canada.
Well, those two put this team on their shoulders last night in a tough semifinal against Puerto Rico where nothing was clicking for Canada, and those two had stepped up. You can't expect them to take this one against USA. It has got to be at least 7 to 8 off the bench, and you got to be almost flawless. Woo.
Good hands.
Thank you.
Amy Audibert. That's hurricane hands right there.
Oh, yeah. You can get a look at Dave Smart. He's gonna have a seat. Probably just trying to save a little bit of energy as this second half, they're gonna have to put on a huge push.
Jump ball. Ayo Dosunmu doing what he has done all tournament long. Great defense. Getting right up in Nembhard's grill. Just under 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. Over and back, Kobe White, pressure in the D.
Kobe White is so quick and so smart. And that's why he's earned himself a spot in the Carolina Blue at UNC, as Roy Williams has been in the house with a big smile on his face. Not quite a full smile, but you know, a little grin.
Big for Roy Williams.
Yeah, big for Roy Williams. I think he's just excited about bringing in a player like Kobe White.
There he is. Crossover drive. Wow. I thought that was a travel. Saw his foot hit the ground. And, you know, I've seen a lot of that lately. Players getting that foot down.
He came down before he did.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen a lot more of that. You know, we made a joke the other day about LeBron getting away with that, but I see it getting away at a lot of different levels. And it's just the athleticism of these players, the quickness of their players. They can get away with it, I find. But
and Kobe White's so quick, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, his feet are so quick. Nonetheless, they've got to Canada has got to keep USA out of the paint with the ball. They're getting to the rim, and you look at the team fouls, 4-0 in this quarter right now for Canada, because it seems like they've gotten completely just stuck with their feet in cement a little bit.
Canada has scored just 10 points in this quarter. Lawson driving into the trees, goes off Team USA and out of bounds. Miller, who had just a monster game in the semis, maybe feeling like he has to get it going a little bit here.
Well, Miller's got to keep his head up because Grimes completely left Neath to go double and get a hand on that ball, and you've got to see that out of your peripheral vision and skip that ball out to a wide open Neath.
The handoff is no good. Hurt comes up with it. Pushing back the other way, Quentin Grimes. Back breaker 3-ball.
And that's how you make your future college coach very happy. Big defensive play, and then you knock an open 3 down.
The lead's up to 25 with 2:05 left. Nemhard got into the body. Foul was called on the contact there. Bacot sent it away. Nemhard headed to charity strike.
And that's a good call because Nemhard got the contact first with the body, and then it was a clean block, but took a lot of contact with the body before he released the ball.
Ooh, Armando Bacot got called for pulling on the jersey, I believe.
Well, if you're Canada, you're taking it. Look, great opportunity to get a nice shot out of a baseline, out of bounds. Run through something quick, find a quick hit, get some confidence and energy back in this place.
Miller, A.J. Lawson.
Less than 2 minutes left in the first half.
Working the pick and roll with Tyrese Samuel. Samuel just throws it up, not even close.
You can't let the defense change your shot that much.
Turnover. Nemhard back the other way. Oh! Andrew Nemhard tried to spark his club. Could not throw it down. Big block, Tyrese Samuel, but Matthew Hurts there. Oh, Tyrese Samuel getting after it.
I mean, all the blocks are fun, and they certainly get the crowd into it a bit, but then you've got to come up with that ball because now USA shooting the bonus, probably putting a couple more points up on the board. Big block, I mean, so active. You appreciate the hustle underneath and bigger players, but just get a body on them when the ball's in the air.
And again, it's going to be tough for Canada to come back in this game for, I guess, one big reason. Free throws. Team USA gets it done at the line. Team Canada has just not been able to use the charity stripe to their advantage in this tournament. And when you're trailing like this, that's usually what you're looking to do, right, Amy? You want to stop the clock, get to the line.
Yeah, they're extending the first half, if that's what you want to say.
The lead's at 26. Not a lot of room out there. Team USA's defense. And I told you the worry coming into this one was shooters for Team Canada. You're seeing it right here. But I know you're going to jump in defense.
Yeah, but the concern for the USA was also a little bit of shooters in the international game, but they're scoring a couple threes, but they're getting to the rim at will. And Canada's supposed to be a really good defensive team, so, I mean, either side of the court, something's got to go right to compete with USA.
Nemhard to Samuel. He's active, but just has not had the touch. Nobody there for Canada. This is becoming lopsided pretty quick. It's up to 30.
Well, this is gut check time for Canada. When you go in that locker room and you figure out you got 20 minutes, and how are you going to play to
Team
get back in
USA's
this?
bench is up. They are amped up for this. Nemhard fires at the Samuel two-handed slam.
That pass was phenomenal. That was high level. That is a future, that is an SEC type pass. But you can't have one possession like that and 5 the other way. You've got to build and build and build.
Just 3.6 seconds left in this first half.
And we'll look at the pass. It's a no look at it, and it's right through. Look, right through all that traffic. It had so much rotation, zip, and crisp. That's beautiful basketball to watch. I don't want to look up at the score clock right now. I don't want to watch that type of basketball. As Nemhard hasn't had his best half of the tournament, but he's playing some of the best in the world. And we have to all remember that as well. So if he wants to compete, he's going to use halftime. again to mentally get back in it. It turns into short-term goals. So you look at the clock and say, okay, you want to get it to 25 by 8 minutes, and it's attainable. But if you look at it like a 30-point game against the USA, you're in a bit more trouble.
As Amy mentioned, you want to take it bit by bit, and right now, you're living at the next 3.6 seconds. You need to get a stop. You need to get in the locker room. And you need to game plan your way through the rest of this game.
But again, Jason, like you just said, back to basics. Get the stop. That's it. 3.6 seconds, and that's what you do. Get the stop, one thing at a time. Dave Smart telling Emmanuel Miller to get all the way back.
This is the guy who's going to trigger. Oh, that would have been everything. Canada escapes to the locker room. They're down 28. We knew that this was a possibility coming into this one, Amy, because Team USA has just been the class of this tournament.
And it's those points off turnovers. I mean, you can go in scoring droughts, but when you turn the ball over and they're live ball turnovers or missed shots right at the rim, USA, they're busting out, filling lanes, and making you pay.
Look at that. 69% from the field to just 30 for Team Canada.
And less attempts.
Canada came into this one dead last in free throw percentage, and they shot just 57% from the charity stripe in the first half.
17 assists. USA's moving that ball around. They're having a great time tonight.
9 turnovers for Canada. And I can guarantee you 80% of those turned into points. Tyrese Samuel with 9 and 7, but you do not see Emmanuel Miller there. And Andrew Nembhard has been a focus for Team USA's defense.
That's uncharacteristic from Nembhard with the 4 turnovers. But again, he's facing the toughest pressure he's probably maybe ever faced.
Canada has a tall task in front of them as Team USA has come into enemy territory and has continued to dominate. St. Catharines, Ontario has been our host all week long, and we'll be back with the second half after a break here. The Meridian Center in St. Catharines is rocking. Stay with us. We'll be back on FIBA's YouTube channel.
This crowd is going to be loud here. They really get behind the team.
World Cup qualifiers were meant to bring basketball home to the home nations.
Vargas drives in and scores. The party's on. Now Brasino flies in. Goes Howdy, Carter on the putback. 4-on-1, back to
That's had them off the floor quickly.
The opportunity for the students in this program is really great. As a coordinator, I've quite often had calls from employers asking if they have any students to hire, and I always have to say, no, I don't have any students. They've all been taken. So the job opportunities when they graduate from this program are really good. The other they get 16 months of paid co-op, so they do have a lot of industrial experience by the time they graduate.
The faculty is really helpful. Like if ever we have questions regarding anything about our program or the real world, like industry and things like that, they have great knowledge about everything, and we can go up to them and ask them anything and everything, and they are more than willing to help us.
Learning the theory and then the mathematical basis for why mechanics and materials function the way they do, like the physics of the natural world as it pertains to mechanical engineering, that for me was the most interesting and the most beneficial.
The hands-on experience is really great for when they go out into industry. They work on the CNC, they work in this materials lab here, they program robots, all stuff that's totally applicable to industry.
Up, oh, Jack. God, that's too much, too strong. Dunk it, baby! Mexico drive hard to the basket. Got but Matt is there and he's denied by Justice.
Come on now.
Now into the hands of Hammond, feeds it into Benny with a two-handed hammer jam. Chile survived.
Jamie McNeely standing by right now with a halftime interview.
Coach, tough first half. What's the key to getting back into this game?
We just have to take it one possession at a time. We have to win possessions and learn from the first half. Our guys have a big task ahead of them, but there's only one way to take it, and that's one possession at a time.
Win or lose is a great experience for these kids heading into the World Cup, isn't it?
We need every opportunity to get better, and this half's another opportunity to get better, and hopefully we step up to that challenge.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Jason, Amy, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony Gallo, who had the tough task of interviewing an assistant coach who stuck 28 at the half, but you know, nobody wants to hear about it, but I mean, really, this is another building block to the World Cup of basketball next year.
Well, and you just saw AJ Lawson look up at the score, and it is one possession at a time, but something that can happen is these points off of turnovers. USA 20-0. And Canada's only turned the ball over 9 times. That's turned into 20 points. That's all it takes. So they capitalize on every single mistake. Canada needs more of what you just saw there. They've got to get to the rim, make some high energy plays. First couple possessions are huge for Team Canada.
Just saw Cole Anthony get stuffed on a dunk attempt in the layup line. I think that's the first time Team USA missed a point blank shot that entire first half. They put up 61 points. I mean, you're stuck 28 against Team USA. You cannot look at that entire disadvantage because that is impossible to overcome against a squad like this. But if you try to outscore them by 8 over the next 2 minutes, over the next 3 minutes, that's the way Jamie McNeely said, the assistant coach said that you have to look at it.
Yeah, it is. It truly is one possession at a time. What Canada's challenging is it's hard and more than hard, I don't know, to run against USA. However, when you're down this much, you can't afford to slow it down and slow the pace down. You have to get quick buckets, you have to score in transition, and then you have to get stops. So while it's really hard to match the pace and tempo of USA, they have such a deep hole right now, they can't afford to walk it up the court and run through sets.
Team USA is not going to take their foot off the pedal. They are here to make a statement. They are here to remind everybody that they are #1 in the world for a reason, and that U19 World Cup was just an aberration, a blip on the radar. Patterson, rebound, pushing it, keeps it himself. Fediako can't bring it down. AJ Lawson comes out with it. Lawson triggers from range. I mean, bit by bit, that's all you need. All kinds of contact. They are going to count it.
And that's the continuation. Cole Anthony is so strong with that basketball. Lawson tried to get a tip on it, but it's just not enough. When he tucks that ball in like a running back, I mean, you have got to put him right on his butt if you don't want him to get to the rim.
The 3 was answered by Team USA. Nembhard getting into the paint. Tough take. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Nembhard has so many challenges in this game, in that defensively USA switches guard to guard on the screen. So Nembhard switches and ends up with Matthew Hurt in front of him, who is essentially a guard at 6'8", 6'9", and can move his feet and he's smart with his length. So you think you can shake someone with the screen, but you can't. Guard-to-guard screens are not working for Canada. They've almost got to go guard to post and look to get something off of that defense.
Handoff is picked off by Nemhard. He's 1 on 3 right now. Forces it up, but Patterson's there for the tip-in. Nope, we gave it to A.J. Lawson. At this point, you can give it to the trainer, Christian Vargas, if you want. Canada just wants points.
And Dave Smart wants more pressure. He wants his pace a little bit higher. USA kind of walking that ball up the court, and that's not how you're going to get back in the game either. It's tough to put too much pressure against USA. They're so quick and athletic, they'll blow past you. But Dave Smart, he's a defensive coach, and he wants some high energy right now. One of the most prolific coaches in Canadian history is Dave Smart.
Free throws have been on point for Team USA. They just continue to pile up the trips to the line, and they are converting. Nemhard working on Anthony. Behind the back, step back 3. They're going to need a lot of that.
Well, and that's the read when Matthew Hurt switches on you. He has so much length. You have to explode backwards and get that shot up. It's such a tough shot from range. You need so much upper body strength to get that going.
Poked away. Wow. That's not going to help matters at all. The officials don't look at the scoreboard when we get our first review.
And they're actually reviewing Nemhard's last shot to see if that was a 3 or a 2. As the officials use that call to take a little break here, as the crowd certainly wasn't pleased on that.
Well, imagine they come back and say that was a 2. They're gonna really be inviting the Boo Birds.
Well, as of right now, I mean, Canada, they did what we talked about. They've got it to 24, so they have closed the gap a little bit. They just have to continue to do that a couple possessions at a time, but it's got to be stop, score. And right now, USA on an inbounds play set, it's got to be a stop. And it is the 3 confirmed. So 24-point game.
Like I said, the officials aren't playing to the score clock, or the scoreboard, sorry.
Oh, not at all. And also, a little strategic break. Again, that was an interesting foul on Nemhard. It didn't look like he had displaced a player at all.
Grimes to Kobe White. No good. A.J. Lawson was right up on him. USA will get it back. See ref cam giving it off to Cole Anthony. Grimes. Hurt. Almost came down with it. A.J. Lawson trying to headman it.
And that's the fine line. You have to push the pace and score quickly. But it's tough to do against USA because the passes right needed a little bit more zip on it. They're better athletes than most teams. They're going to be able to recover.
Emmanuel Miller, offensive foul. I mean, you talked about it yesterday. You know the scout heading into this game was to bother Emmanuel Miller and to bother Andrew Nemhard. Team USA has done a good job of it.
In Miller's defense of that, it's an offensive foul for sure, but that's a muscle memory because when you work on blowing by, you work on kind of dropping your shoulder and hooking. It's just in the open court, one-on-one, it's an easy call for the official to make.
Kobe White has it sent back. Canada pushing, they got numbers. AJ Lawson has it sent right back. Here's a track meet we expected would break out at some point. Canada forcing a whistle.
And Bill Self calling for a timeout.
First
Canada
time.
hits these free throws, they're down to 22, and he senses that. Again, the track meet usually goes in USA's favor. Interesting on that one, it went to Canada's favor, and so it's a great timeout to refocus. They want to get that lead back up to 30-32 quickly.
We'll take a short break. The gold medals on the line between USA and Canada. Stay with us. We'll be back to St. Catharines, Ontario.
Now that's how to mop a floor quickly.
Canada will be hosting plenty of games in their house throughout this summer as the World Cup qualifiers continue. They have an exhibition game or exhibition games out in Victoria, Vancouver. And then over the Canada Day long weekend, June 29th, they'll be at Ricoh Coliseum in Toronto, Ontario. And then on July 1st, up in the nation's capital, Ottawa, Ontario. You can find those tickets on Ticketmaster.ca as they host the qualifiers, the senior men's national team. I'm done talking about free throws, Amy. Spent all week.
Well, when you think USA's leading the tournament free throw percentage, or they're two at 73%, which still, I mean, not bad, you can live with it, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. These guys have got to get in the gym on their own and get those reps up. Coaches can't spend time in practice, and especially in a situation like this, so little time with their team. They're not going to say, oh, go shoot 100 free throws. You might get two in a couple times in a practice before water or between drills, but it's across the board at the tournament.
Nembhard. Emmanuel Miller. I figure he feels like he has to get it going, and that will help.
Right over 2 white jerseys.
Hurt. Cole Anthony from deep. No good. Oh, Hurt loses it, and it gets it right back.
Canada they got stuck watching. You saw a lot of red jerseys there watching the ball as opposed to identifying Hurt and getting in front of him. And that's a big bucket there. Canada having some momentum, generating some energy, and then here we go again.
Patterson turns it over. Canada. Cut that lead down, but slowly creeping back up. Nembhard stepped out of bounds. Our first substitution for Canada in this second half. Tyrese Samuel checks back in for Jaden Bediako.
And that lead up to 25.
Just when Canada looked to have a bit of momentum going their way. Team USA now with a chance.
You can get it
to back up.
17-20 going into the fourth quarter. That would be big for Canada.
Dosunmu. Nembhard almost pokes it away. Pull up. Beat the shot clock, but couldn't go in. Off Canada.
And Matthew Hurt is just, I mean, he's hurting him around the glass, no pun intended, but he's so long.
Canada's not helping themselves, but they're also not getting any bounces going their way. That combination is never good when you're trailing.
And on that, it's not helping yourself. Get a body on Hurt, get in front of him, and drive him out.
Nemhard comes away with it. Finds Emmanuel Miller, and he's sent back by Armando Valcott. Get a body, and they don't do it. And it'll be Valcott going to the line to shoot 2.
Valcott, big rejection on the other end, and then cleaning up the miss at the other rim. And like to brag about the bigs when they go rim to rim. They've got a tough job. A lot of the guards, they hang out 3 to 3. It's definitely that extra court is a lot of burn. There's the look there as the officials wearing the GoPro. Takes you right on the court.
Josiah James checks in for the first time today. Tyrese Maxey excited to get back on the floor after missing a couple games with his ankle injury. USA starting to expand the rotation just a little bit. Bill Self has done a tremendous job in this tournament. 5 guys at 20 minutes plus, the rest at 10 to 20 minutes. He has spread out those minutes about as perfectly as you could expect. Patterson turns it over. Dosumu to Valcott. That is Team USA in a nutshell right there.
Dosumu is fantastic defender, but then he has the ability to handle the ball the other end and dish too. Nice facilitator.
Samuel no good, and there's no one there to rebound, as Samuel's really the big on the floor right now for Team Canada. Dosumu gets it to Josiah James. Nice mid-air maneuvering. Timeout for Dave Smart as the lead's right back up to 30. Canada trying to hang in this one. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. We'll be back to gold medal game at the U18 FIBA Americas Championship.
If you're going to dream, dream big.
Here at Niagara College, we specialize in dreams.
And with the right amount of determination,
you can achieve anything.
When opportunity rings, pick up an answer.
Apply yourself.
This is your future.
Your passion.
Your life.
So what are you waiting for? Dream big and apply today.
Head coach Dave Smart trying to rally his troops. They got the lead down to 22, but it's right back up to 30 right now.
It was interesting hearing Dave Smart talk yesterday after their win against Puerto Rico, and just talking about this game. I mean, yeah, you can get caught up in the big matchup with USA and Canada and the rematch, but he said that's not why we're here. We're here to get better in terms of we want to compete with them still next year. We want to figure out, some of these guys have never played Team USA. They've never played against this type of game with these athletes, this consistency. It's overwhelming when you can recycle players off the bench and not lose anything. And so they have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to, you have to play the best, and then you have to learn how to beat the best. And so for this group, they're learning that right now, this Canadian group.
Every game is an opportunity to get better. And I hope every Canadian basketball player out there, all the youngins tuning into this game, can take one thing away from this. Practice your free throws. They help you in close games, and they help you get back into games that are blowouts as well. can do that in FIBA basketball. Stick back jam with that ball on the rim. May have credited that to Dosumu. Jump ball. It's going to stay with Canada.
And that right there is the difference, because you remember earlier in the game, it was Cole Anthony cradling that ball, and he's so strong getting to the rim off it. Madison Patterson, a little bit younger, a little less experience, and it's a jump ball. And so that's what they're going up against.
Joel Brown gets it into A.J. Lawson. Nice drop off to Emmanuel Miller. So much length for Team USA, though. Miller cannot go up easily like he has been able to in all the other games in this tournament. James no good, long rebound.
Again, Canada getting caught ball watching a bit. I mean, long shot, long rebound.
Oh, Ayo Dosunmu. Crossover floaters, cash money. Patterson. All kinds of contact. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Foul was called on USA's number 7, Kobe White.
You can hear Bill Self talking about an easy switch for Ayo Dosunmu on that in the guard-to-guard, still coaching up his team. Not surprising at all. Is get a look at Mark Watts Jr. stepping in.
As
another high-energy player who really hasn't gotten much court time at all, if at all, in this game.
Nope, just now we're seeing Team USA get down to number 8, number 9.
And that's a testament to how good they are, because Mark Watts Jr. has had some fantastic moments in this game at key times, too. And him just getting in now because the depth is overwhelming.
Maxey, no good. A.J. Lawson pulls it down. He's looking to push. Gets tripped up. Body's hitting the floor. Don't tell anyone here it's a 31-point game.
Oh, not at all.
Gold medals on the line.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about tradition, putting on the U.S. jersey. We'll look at this one quickly first. Looks like Lawson just kind of got a little tangled up with his feet. And that was a good no call. But you talk about tradition with this USA team. The last U18 MVP in 2006 was Markelle Fultz. And I mean, on that team, Mo Bamba, Michael Porter Jr., Trae Young. I mean,
a couple guys you know.
Yeah, right? But the thing is, that was 2 years ago. Those guys were here, and now they're going to get their names called in the NBA draft, looking at first-round opportunities in a couple years. So these guys come show up in St. Catharines, Ontario. They put this USA jersey on. They have high expectations for themselves.
I thought they were calling that back to Team USA, but they're just pointing out where the inbound is going to happen. Well, back up to 31, 150 left. Canada needs to put together a run here to have any hope in this fourth quarter. Brown to Tyrese Samuel. He takes it.
And then fouls. That's a frustration foul, but those are the things that are really going to get to Dave Smart. You find the rim and miss the wide open layup. And then foul that far away from the hoop, putting Josiah James on the free throw line. So just handing USA some points.
James hits them both. Team USA strong at the line today as they continue to extend this lead. Patterson, no good, sent back. Canada pushing. Joel Brown in the open court fires it to AJ Lawson. 3-ball is money.
And Dave Smart now telling Canada to get back, get in passing lanes, jump to the ball, and try to work it that way. Mark Watts Jr. he'll blow right by you in the open court.
Sumu no good. Manuel Miller comes down with it. Joel Brown back the other way. Waiting for the Samuel screen. Joel Brown. A lot of one-on-one basketball, but right now Canada's going to take it any way they can get it.
Yeah, I think Dave Smart and everybody in the gym would prefer the previous possession, which was a transition kick-out 3. That's the more exciting basketball, obviously, but I mean, if you're not running and moving around and kind of leaving Joel Brown on an island, he can find the rim. He's extremely quick.
Splits a pair. Sumu, Isaiah James wide open.
And Bill Self standing beside us yelling 5 out, 5 out. My question is, how is he that wide open?
Lack of rotation. Patterson gonna have to force it. Not even close. Well, there was a stretch there where Canada had some positivity going, but they head back into the third quarter to fourth quarter break, down 30+. We will take a break and be back with the fourth quarter of the gold medal game in just a minute.
Now that's how to mop the floor quickly.
Nemhard not the game he expected to have, both personally and as a team.
Yeah.
After the outstanding semifinal he had.
And you look at that face, and it is a little different. You don't see his emotion change much in a game, but does look a little bit more defeated than we've ever seen him, maybe. That being said, there's 10 minutes left in this game, and you want to leave here feeling good about yourself.
You take a look over top of the Canada huddle there. Toronto Star reporter Doug Smith suffered a heart attack. Actually had a Toronto Raptors game before the playoffs. It was great to talk to him today. Made it back out, his first, real full day out, and came to take in a basketball game. But of course, what else would you expect from Doug Smith? It was great to see him back out and about. One of the legendary basketball reporters in Canada basketball. He's always been a huge supporter of the national program, especially the ladies' side. Just great to see him back on his feet. Nemhard. Tyrese Samuel. Samuel's been off this entire game, and a Canada squad that really needs scoring from everyone. There's been a number of guys who have just not been able to deliver, and you have to give credit to Team USA. They have been able to D up at every position. Manuel Miller gets 2. do or die right now for Canada. Joel Brown. Joel Brown's dribble combination in the open floor and in tight traffic is incredibly impressive. And look at Team USA. Gets down to 30. They bring their starting 5 back into the lineup. No messing around. Team USA making a statement here on Canadian soil.
Well, this entire tournament has been about opportunity, and again, because we don't lose much off the bench, this is the starting 5, but you could start a lot of different combinations and still be successful. A nice, strong finish inside.
Andrew Nemhard looking to finish off the three-point play.
It was interesting talking to Canadian assistant coach Jamie McNeely before the game. You know, we asked him, Argentina played USA tight for 4 quarters, and it was a 12-point game. USA won yesterday in the semis, and you know, you look at the film, but Jamie McNeely said Argentina is such a different team than us, and that they are traditional. They go 1 through 5 as in point guard, shooting guard, and you know, their starting center is going to Virginia next year, Francisco Cufaro, and so they really had a good game plan. But Canada's more of that USA style, or you can say Golden State style, where it's like 5 out, small ball, and I mean, USA is just the best to do it right now.
AJ Lawson crushing in transition. Canada needing a spark. Anthony Jr. trying to provide it. Grimes from range. Samuel brings it down. Took a while for that whistle to be called.
And the official running right in there to make sure it stays clean.
Team USA holding foul, number 14, Jeremiah Robinson.
I mean, Jamie McNeely also mentioned stepping stones and ways to get better. This 4th quarter is just that for Canada. Can they find some things that can work? You figure this U19 team that will be defending their gold medal at the World Cup are going to learn some things from this on how to build that squad.
Well, you have to. You can't have these types of games and say we didn't learn or get better. And even that drives Dave Smart crazy. No rotation on defense, no stance. Hey guys, you know, there's 7:45 left to play, and I mean, we've seen USA, they beat Panama by 92 a couple games ago, and it wasn't unsportsmanlike. They just rotate it out, they go hard, and while the coaches don't want to talk about this stuff, there is a bit of redemption on the line with that U19 team from Canada beating them over in Egypt last year and going home to take the gold.
What I'm thinking about right now is to build this Canada squad. I mean, you're sitting here at 58 points, 2.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. You need to find some scorers before next summer. You need to find some guys who can put the ball in the hoop and then also defend at the other end.
And where the challenge is that you can't teach size. You can't teach length. And so you see how dominant Canada is this entire tournament against teams that aren't as long as them and don't have the size. But then you run up against USA, and they want to play the same style. They're just more athletic. They're bigger. Matthew Hurt, I mean, he is a fantastic player too. Looking at him, you can't tell me that Bill Self's not going to pick up the phone in a week from now as a recruit for Kansas and really try to get him.
I believe I saw Richard Pitino here earlier.
Yeah, he's got a list, and Kansas and Louisville are both on that. Of course, Minnesota, because he's right in their backyard from Minnesota.
Pitino just picked up another Canadian transfer, Marcus Carr, out of Pittsburgh. And you see these Canadians being sprinkled around the NCAA more than ever before. Cole Anthony. Far too easy. Far too easy to get to the rim and far too easy on the putback. Hurt has had no problem stepping out and taking the challenge of Nembhard. E-Man steps in to drop it. Anthony, pull-up jumper, no good. Another putback from Team USA. Team Canada seems to be out of place and a step slow at every rebounding opportunity. And again, coming into this game, Bill Self said that Team Canada was the best rebounding squad in this tournament.
Statistically, they were. And offensive rebounding, they were better too. They averaged 21 a game, and USA sitting at 2 at 18, but they've, at will, gotten putbacks tonight.
Grimes almost had that jumping into the passing lane. Nembhard.
Come on, kid. Come on, Jeremiah.
Finds Lawson. No good. That's Emmanuel Miller's game. Offensive rebound foul on the floor.
And after what Andrew Nembhard and Emmanuel Miller did last night, they had to know the pressure was coming and the focus was going to be locked in on them. And they've really been flustered this whole night. They haven't been able to get into their groove and do what they want to do. And that's a credit to the USA for KYP knowing the personnel, who's who, and what they want to do.
Game clock, game reset.
You get up on the ball.
For 5:42.
Now.
Patterson. Quick trigger. 3 is good.
Bill Self looks at the bench and kind of just bites his tongue and not going crazy, but that was easy pass and no one there right off an inbound.
Hurt. Wow.
And that's why Bill Self just turns around, because they have done that so many times. I mean, you can't count how many times this tournament USA has responded in that type of way. It's almost like a cat and mouse. They're just playing with you.
Slowly inching up on the midway point of the fourth quarter is Team USA in full control of this gold medal game. Hurt. Time and time again.
And that's another offensive rebound. Like, you are not going to jump with USA. You have to get your feet in the right position and beat them. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways when they look at the film, is just getting caught out of position. When you're the smaller team, it's your feet.
Nembhard pulls up from behind the screen. Seems like it was a completely other game when Team Canada started up with that three-point play from Jaden Bediako, and all the energy in this arena was focused. And right now they find themselves down 34. Timeout on the floor, 4:15 to go here in the gold medal final at the FIBA U18 Americas Championship from St. Catharines, Ontario.
Now that's how to mop the floor quickly.
This is my house.
We're back live. This one got out of hand pretty quick, but a number of these Team Canada players have seen individual success coming from the team success leading into this game. A number of players picking up some offers and some added interest at the NCAA level, and really to think that the game of basketball can bring you a free education in some of the best institutions in the world. You know, that's when you put it all in perspective, right?
Oh, for sure, but right now, I'd say it's more the jersey that these guys are wearing, and that's how they want to, that's what they're thinking of as this game winds down. I mean, you've got to play with pride on your home court, and you've got to finish strong, and you've got to get back in transition and communicate. And you have to take something from these experiences. You're not going to see the Canadian coaching staff completely sit down and give up. They're still going to coach them out.
Kamaka Hepa on the floor for the first time today as Bill Self continues to go with what he promised at the beginning of this tournament. You put on the red, white, and blue, you are going to play for this squad. Oh, alley-oop, showtime. Josiah James throwing down the Io DeSumo alley-oop dish. That was pretty.
And even the Canadian fans, I think, were a little in awe. That was definitely the shot of maybe the tournament. Kamaka Hepa gets another rebound, and
James. Team USA, they're here to make a statement. They're over the century mark. They're not taking the foot off the gas pedal. Their margin of victory has been huge in this tournament. They're looking to keep things that way.
And that's conversations that have to go on in the locker room and in the timeouts and the huddles with Canada. Look, guys, this is going to go one of two ways, and Jamie McNeely alluded to that at halftime. You got to stop looking up at the scoreboard and feeling bad for yourself. You still have to execute and do everything right.
Samuel has stepped up for this squad when it comes to rebounding and on the defensive end as well, but the margin of error for Team Canada in this game heading into it, you knew was very slim, and they have not been able to capitalize on very few Team USA mistakes.
And there's your look there at Kamaka Hepa. What a story from him. You know, he's from Alaska, Barrow, Alaska, which is like 2.5 hours north of Fairbanks. Wins Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years in high school, moves to Oregon, and now next year going to Austin, Texas for Shaka Smart.
Hepa picks up the dime right there.
And that's a young man who's with travel and moving away from home, and he's grown up quite a bit in the last couple years.
Big time block. Armando Bacat.
Hey, screener! Coming out, coming out!
Great passing from Team USA, but couldn't capitalize there. AJ Lawson now on the open floor, spinning and dropping two. Canada playing for pride right now, just trying to make this final score look a little better. Great passing once again, but Canada not looking to get stunted on right now in the final 2 minutes. Although that alley-oop throwdown, probably the highlight of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, freeze it, put it on a poster, print it out.
Connor Vreeken in for the first time in a couple of games. Hepa trying to get in the score sheet. Point total right there. Couldn't clean it up. Nembhard still on the floor, still putting in work. We knew that this was a possibility coming into this game, the way that Team USA has been able to take care of business throughout this tournament. So while there was an opportunity for a great game, we also know that the Americans could put up this point total and come into enemy territory and take care of business. That's exactly what they've done.
On USA, averaging that 115 a game is right there, really close to it. Well, Canada averaging 100 game, they're the 30 points under. They had a really hard time scoring against a much longer team in USA. How many times did Canada get to the rim and tried to change their shot to avoid the block? And you saw them get flustered. They had a great start. The energy was awesome. They were making big plays and feeding off the crowd. That's not going to affect Team USA. These are all ESPN top 100, top 50 recruits. They've played in much more hostile environments, high school gyms where someone's really in your face, probably saying a whole lot of nasty things. So they did a great job of just keeping their head and being consistent in what they wanted to do.
The city of St. Catharines has been gracious host throughout this week. The teams got to take in Niagara Falls. A great facility here downtown. Team USA looking to take home that gold medal back across the border with them. And there you see Mark Watts Jr. getting in on the score sheet. Lawson gets to the baseline. Kick out in the corner, and Vreekin has it sent back. Team USA playing with immense pride. Wearing that red, white, and blue. Playing to the final whistle. As you see, Charles Bediako just checked into the game as well.
Grade 10 is Charles Bediako, so getting out here last minute of the game. I'd like to see him make a little bit of contact inside and let his presence be known.
Dosumu back the other way. Team USA has put up 113 points. No good from Samuel. Lawson. He's pure. Getting it down to 41. Dosumu just needs to get it over the half-court line. Hepa's going to put it up. Tyrese Samuel throwing it down on the other end. International basketball, they play it right to that final whistle. 113-74 as Team USA comes in to St. Catharines, Ontario, and take their gold medal to bring back with them south of the border. After the opening couple of minutes, this one was never in doubt. Team USA was the class of the FIBA U18 Americas Championship. They are #1 in the world rankings in youth basketball for a reason. They showed once again why that was. A convincing win over the host Canadians. They came into this tournament looking for redemption for their U19 brethren. And right now, Jamie McNeely's alongside Anthony Guyot.
Coach McNeely, tough loss here. Like I said at halftime, what can you take from this loss and maybe build on it heading into the World Cup next year?
Right. The guys got better as this tournament got along. I think we grew as a squad. all the credit goes to the U.S. Tough team, really hard to game plan for because of the talent and the depth of their roster. I mean, our guys, they just need to keep their head up high. They represented their country well. I'm extremely, extremely proud of them. They did an unbelievable job, and I love each and every one of them.
Right, you say you're proud of them. What do you say to those guys back in the locker room after a tough loss like this? They've built a great brotherhood. What do you say to them after a tournament like this?
Right, a part of our goal was to qualify, and we did that, and that's a positive. We wanted to make it to the final, and we wanted a chance at the U.S., and we got that. That's a positive. We didn't perform to the best of our ability, but there's positives to take. And when we break down film and have our meetings with the players, there's a lot of positives that we're going to take going into this offseason and getting ready for the Worlds next year.
Thanks. Appreciate the time, Coach.
No problem.
Jason, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. We're going to take a short break. We'll continue with our post-game coverage as Team USA takes home the gold medal here at the FIBA U18 Americas Championship from St. Catharines, Ontario. Post-game continues after this.
Now that's how to mop the floor quickly.
Back to St. Catharines, Ontario, taking a look at the final stat lines. Don't have to go much further than field goal percentage, 62% to 32%. Canada just could not get it done on the offensive end, and then the free throw percentage continuing. They finished dead last in this tournament in free throw percentage. Look at the rebounds. Canada was the leading rebounding team heading into this gold medal game, but they got dominated on the glass in this one, and 17 turnovers, always gonna hurt you. Cole Anthony continued to be the class of this tournament for Team USA. On the other side, Andrew Nembhard continued to be the assist machine that he is, but couldn't get it going scoring. Then you have a number of Team Canada's squad. They really had to share the offense, and in this game, really nobody could get it going as Team USA's defense was turned up. AJ Lawson leading the way for Canada with 15, Andrew Nembhard 12. And then Emmanuel Miller with 11. Miller was outstanding throughout this tournament, but again, after that semifinal game where both Nembhard and Emmanuel Miller were just standout performers coming into this one, Team USA put the lockdown on defense. The game plan was on point for Team USA. Not only did Bill Self draw up a positive game plan, Team USA executed it to perfection. The medal ceremony will get underway in just a few short moments. Stay with us. We'll be back to the U18 FIBA Americas. Team USA is on top of the Americas world once again.
The bronze medalist, Team Argentina.
I feel glorious, glorious, that I have a chance to start again. I was born with this, so I am not I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise, and I feel glorious, glorious, I feel glorious.
Taking a look at Team Argentina. They won the bronze medal by beating Puerto Rico earlier today. They're coming out to collect their medals, and Rod Mahood, the public address announcer here at the Meridian Center, will take it away from here for the medal ceremonies for Argentina, Canada, and the United States. A reminder that Puerto Rico will also be joining those three teams in the World Cup of Basketball next year.
From St. Catharines, Mr. Chris Biddle, to present the bronze medals to Team Argentina. number 1, Juan Arazuelo. Number 2, Fausta Rusca. Number 3, Ramiro Retiro. Number 5, Francisco Farabello. Number 6, Juan Ignacio Marcos. Number 7, Juan De La Fuente. Number 9, Marco Giordano. Number 10, Lucas Reyes. Number 11, Francisco Cafaro. Number 13, Julian Idling. And number 15, Christian Biriet. The head coach of Argentina is Max Siegelman. Assistant coaches, Gustavo Daniel and Ezekiel Lavishin. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the FIBA U18 Americas Championship bronze medal winners, Team Argentina. And now to present the third place trophy, please welcome Mr. Ray Merrill, District 4 Counselor of the Six Nations Elected Council. Could the team captain please step forward? Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for the bronze medal winning Team Argentina.
Argentina, one of the outstanding teams in this tournament. Cafaro,
Ladies and gentlemen,
a
thank you
star
once again.
for that squad.
Congratulations to Argentina.
They will be headed to the U19 World Cup of Basketball. Deservedly so. Next to the podium will be the home country, Team
And now,
Canada.
please welcome to the court, silver medal winning Team Canada.
It's got to be tough for Team Canada to come back out of that locker room after being handled by Team USA, but in the end, this squad held true to their #2 ranking in the youth age group bracket second only to Team USA. Expectations were high for this squad. They'll take home the silver medal and a berth in the World Cup.
Member, FIBA Central Board Member, and the co-chair of Canada Basketball, Mr. John Mills. Introducing first, from Mississauga, Ontario, number 4, Weza Penzo. From Scarborough, Ontario, number 5, Emmanuel Miller. From Brampton, Ontario, number 6, Joel Brown. From LaSalle, Quebec, number 7, Tyrese Samuel. From Toronto, Ontario, number 8, Jacoby Neef. From Milton, Ontario, number 9, Madison Patterson. From Brampton, Ontario, number 10, AJ Lawson. From Aurora, Ontario, number 11, Andrew Nemhard. From Toronto, Ontario, number 12, Giovanni Scott. From Kingston, Ontario, number 13, Connor Cregan. From Brampton, Ontario, Ridley College, St. Catharines, number 14, Jamie Mediano. From Brampton, Ontario, and the Ridley College Tigers, number 15, Charles Mediano. The head coach is Mr. Dave Smart. Assistant coaches Michael Meeks and Jamie Healy. Ladies and gentlemen, silver medal winning Team Canada. And now to present the silver medal winning team trophy, the Vice President of Administration at Brock University, please welcome Mr. Ryan Hutchins. Could Andrew Evans please step forward to accept the trophy?
Andrew Nemhard forcing a smile.
Team Canada hosted the FIBA U18 Americas Championship. Let's hear it for the red and white Team Canada.
No one on that podium wants to be there right now. But assistant coach Jamie McNeely said it before the game. Every quarter, every game is a stepping stone for this squad. They did what they needed to do. They maintained their number 2 spot in the Youth World Rankings. They have booked a spot to be able to defend their U19 World Cup gold medal. But they have an awful lot to look back on and work on as they try to topple the best in the world, Team USA, who will be coming back out to the court soon enough to collect their gold medal and first place trophy at the FIBA U18 Americas Championship.
The host team this week, Team Canada. And now it's time to introduce the FIBA U18 Americas Championship All-Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, return All-Stars from Team USA, Cole Anthony.
Taking a look at the tournament all-star selections. 3 from Team USA. No surprise there.
The tournament starts from Argentina, Francisco Cafaro. From Team USA, Quinton Grimes. From Team USA, Alec Blake. From Team USA, Cole Anthony. And from Team Canada, Andrew Nemhard.
No surprise there. With any of those selections, Team USA led by that trio.
To present the tournament All-Star Awards, courtesy of the City of St. Catharines, member of the provincial parliament from Niagara Falls, please welcome Mr. Wayne Yates, and member of provincial-elect for Niagara Center, Mr. Jeff Birch. Once again, the tournament All-Stars from Team Canada, Andrew Nemhard. From Team USA, Cole Anthony. From Team USA, Alec Blake. From Team USA, Quinton Grimes. And from Team Argentina, Francisco Cafaro.
Those 5 players were just outstanding. You talk about Team USA, we said they didn't have one player. Well, that three-headed monster of Cole Anthony, Quinton Grimes, and Kobe White. 1, 2, and 3 in their team scoring. And each of them took an opportunity to get better as this tournament progressed. So impressive. Well, Francisco Cafaro, outstanding for Argentina, and we talked about Andrew Nemhard all tournament long, leading the tournament in assists, thanks in part to the 17 assist performance in the semifinals. Now Team USA are going to get their gold medal.
And the most valuable player of the FIBA U18 Americas Championship from Team USA, number 6, Quinton Grimes.
And that's Quinton Grimes getting your MVP of the FIBA U18 Americas Championship. Grimes committed to the University of Kansas. Obviously the head coach of this squad, Bill Self, will be coaching him next season as a Jayhawk. But he did not play favorites in this tournament. Bill Self had 5 players average over 20 minutes per game. The other 7, 10 to 20. What a great coaching mandate to have. He made sure that those minutes were dispersed properly.
Team USA.
All these guys committed themselves this summer, and he wanted to reward all of them with an opportunity to play no matter what the scores were, and there was some incredibly lopsided games.
Presenting the gold medals tonight, please welcome Mr. Wayne Parrish, CEO of the 2021 Canada Summer Games Host Society and the co-chair of Canada Basketball. And also joining Mr. Wayne Parrish is Alan Kasdan. Number 4, Cole Anthony. Number 5, Mark Watts. Number 6, Quinton Grimes. Number 7, Kobe White. Number 8, Josiah Jordan James. Number 9, Tyrese Maxey. Number Number 10, Dosumu. Number 11, Trace Davis. Number 12, Kamaka Hepo. Number 13, Matthew Hurt. Number 14, Jeremiah Robinson. Number 15, Armando Lacotte. The head coach of Team USA is Mr. Bill Self. Assistant coaches, Dan Manning and Anthony Grant. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, gold medal winning, Team USA.
Team USA had one goal in mind. They accomplished that goal, bringing the gold medal back to the United States of America.
Championship trophy. Please welcome the mayor of St. Catharines, Mr. Walter Sensick, and Deputy
Literally
Mayor,
every
Mr.
one of
Matt
these
Harris.
players a star. And they all came together, sacrificed, played their roles, played them to perfection.
Please step forward.
There's no greater achievement than representing your country and winning a gold medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FIBA
What
U18
Team USA has
Americas
done once again.
Gold medal team. Once again, Team USA.
Can't say enough about this program. Showed so much class.
Please rise and remove your hats.
Now they get a chance to listen to their national anthem be played one more time with gold medals around their necks. Here's the photo op that all these teenagers want captured. This is why they sacrificed a portion of their summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for a great week.
And I'm sure you will see a member or a number of the Team USA senior members
of the FIBA
shouting out their
Americas
younger
Championship.
counterparts, and you're going to see a number of
once
these
again,
faces
congratulations
in the
to the gold
NCAA
medal
next
winning
season and in the
Team
NBA soon
USA.
enough. A bunch of 5- and 4-star prospects. And they are beaming. Repping the red, white, and blue, and they go home with a red maple leaf gold medal around their neck. They will always remember this tournament. They will always remember they won it right here in St. Catharines, Ontario. Cole Anthony, Mark Watts Jr., Quentin Grimes, Kobe White, Josiah James, Tyrese Maxey, Ayo Dosumu, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Kamaka Hepa, Matthew Hurt, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Armando Bacat Jr. are all FIBA U18 Americas gold medalists. And again, they played with such class. Their coaching staff, classy all week long, giving us as much time as we needed to talk things over. And they were just outstanding. Cole Anthony, who became the leader of this squad, with Roy Williams and a number of other high-level coaches watching on. And Cole Anthony is standing by with Amy Audibert. Take it away, Amy, with Cole Anthony.
First off, congratulations, the gold medal, what you set out to do. USA won by an average of 49 points a game this entire tournament. You're one of the leaders. How did you keep your guys from getting complacent?
I mean, I couldn't even take credit for that. Everyone on this team just came in with a determination that has just been unmatched here. Everyone wanted to win, and everyone just kept that same mentality the whole tournament.
You have a special situation. You grew up in a basketball gym, and you've been around the game. Talk about what it meant for you to play on this stage.
This is one of the biggest honors I've ever had in my life, honestly. This is an opportunity that really most kids will never get in their life, and I'm just so appreciative to be here.
The last U18 tournament was in 2006. I'm going to give you some names that were on that USA roster. Mo Bamba, Markel Fultz, Michael Porter Jr., Trey Young. When you hear those names, that's 2 years away. What does that tell you as a player? Those guys are first rounders this week or already in the league.
Well, first I want to give a big shout out to my boy Mo Bamba. That's one of my boys. When I get back to New York, we're going to celebrate. So big shout out to my boy Mo, and it's just an honor to be in that company. That's elite company, so I'm just happy to be here.
Let's talk about point guards or guards coming out of New York. A little bit of a drought. That's what my partner Jason's been saying all week. So not only do you have to wear USA across your chest, you have to represent that New York City. Talk about that pressure.
Well, first off, what's bigger than New York City is my AAU program, PSA Cardinals. I want to give a big shout out to them. They take care of me over the past 3 years while I've been in high school, so I've just have so much respect and so much love for them. So they're the one who's really helped me get to the point where I am right now.
And last question, when you get a short time to work with a coach like Bill Self, I mean, Hall of Famer, legendary, if you could pick one thing that you're taking away the most from Coach Bill Self, what would that be?
It definitely has to be just how to play in the system, how to play with other elite talent. He's just helped me so much throughout these couple weeks, and I'm just so grateful to Bill Self, and definitely will be just very grateful. That's really all I have to say.
I appreciate your time, but I know you want to go celebrate, so safe travels tomorrow and enjoy your time tonight.
Very much. Thank you.
Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Amy. Cole Anthony has one up on his father, Greg Anthony, who, of course, is a great NBA player, but he was never a FIBA Americas gold medalist. And now we go to Anthony Gallo, who's with Quentin Grimes, the MVP of this tournament.
Thanks, Jason. Quentin, a.k.a. MVP, what's this feeling like to represent your country and bring home gold?
No other feeling I never experienced. This is my first time playing for the World Cup or just FIBA International. It's to win a gold medal. It's icing cake for top of my high school career.
You really put your full game on display this tournament. Can you explain your consistency and how important it was to you to show yourself to the world?
Yeah, the first couple of games, I was being a little bit passive. Coach put me aside, let me know how to be a lot more aggressive for our team to really go out there and compete for the gold medal. And I just had to put my foot on the gas and just not let up.
What is it like playing with these guys back there? You guys capture gold together. Can you just sort of get into that for me?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great feeling. Made lifelong friends, made friendships that last forever, and just great to hang out with these guys in Colorado and in Canada.
And Coach Self?
All right, so I can't wait to get back to Kansas with him.
And just congratulations, MVP.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Anthony. From one Jayhawk to the head coach of the Jayhawks. Let's go to Bill Self, who's with Amy.
Congratulations, the gold medal. But when you're Team USA, there's always that expectation, maybe a little bit of pressure to bring it home. So what can you say about the character of your team to be able to do that?
Well, you know, I think we played pretty well all 6 games, to be honest. And we got better as the week went on, but so did a lot of the other teams as well. But, you know, Canada was definitely better than what the score indicated. We played really well the first half and got out on them. And But we really didn't talk about, you know, I don't believe in talking about, well, you know, we got to do this or there's pressure to do that. Well, you know, just, hey, be in attack mode and go have fun. But there is obviously motivation because Canada beat us last year in the U19s. But guys did a good job all week. They like each other. And I think when you're together for 20 days, if you don't like each other, it can make for a long trip. But that made this trip much shorter.
When you have so many young men who can consistently execute like that, talk about how much fun it is for you to coach in that style.
Well, I'll be honest with you, there's not much coaching going with these guys. We just kind of put them in a little bit of structure and just tell them to go play out of it. But what I was really happy with, I thought we tried to guard, especially tonight. I thought we really defended. And I thought when you get a bunch of guys that have been told how good they are and everything's been featured around them, how well we shared the ball. I really thought we played unselfish as a group. And you know, we had 3 guys make all tournament, all deserving, but hey, Jeremiah Robinson, Matt hurt, and if Tyrese Maxey hadn't got hurt, he'd have a chance. So we had pretty good balance.
You have such a short time with this group. What would you say the biggest mark you would like to leave on these young men as they continue their careers?
Well, you know, we you know, Coach Manning and Coach Grant and I, we've been honest with them and told them how much we like them, but also told them what they have to do to get better. And I would hope that they understand better on how they're going to have to play at higher levels, how they're going to have to share it, how they're going to have to enjoy playing for others as opposed to having others play for them. And I think that should go a long ways with them. I really do, because what I think makes a good player isn't what the stat sheet says, and I hope they're buying into that.
They did a great job, and it all started from you. So congratulations. We really appreciate your time, but go celebrate and have fun.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Amy. Team Canada came up short, looking to win gold on their home soil. Team USA, the class of the FIBA Americas. But I'll leave you with this. Life is about making memories, and every player involved in this tournament takes home a memory of a lifetime. There can only be one winner, but we have 4 teams that have booked a spot for the U19 FIBA World Cup of Basketball, which will be taking place next summer. It has been an outstanding week. Thank you to the city of St. Catharines. Thank you to Niagara College, who have put on an outstanding production here. 24 games over 7 days. It was outstanding. Thank you to all the players here, all the coaches, and everybody involved, all the volunteers in this tournament. It could not happen without you. For Amy Audibert, Anthony Gallo, all of the members who put in work behind the scenes, this is Jason Toms signing off from St. Catharines, Ontario for the final time. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our presentation of the FIBA U18 Americas Championship. you.